The Observation Protocol. The observation deck of Station Epsilon floated in the darkness between stars, its crystalline walls offering a perfect view of the distant blue planet known as Earth. Lead observer Kraft pressed his four-fingered hand against the viewport. His pale green. The files contained accounts from 12 different civilizations that had attempted to establish dominance over Earth throughout history. Each story ended the same way. The aggressor retreated, often with significant losses, despite humanity's apparent technological disadvantage. The score at the invasion of Earth year 1561. Kraft read aloud. A fleet of 200 ships attempted to establish a mining colony. Humans responded with primitive projectile weapons and chemical explosives. The Scorathy reported unprecedented tactical adaptation and withdrew after losing 40% of their fleet. The Menturi probe of Earth year 1942. Vilix added, reading another file. Attempted infiltration during a human global conflict. The Menturi reported that humans detected their presence despite cloaking technology and coordinated a planet-wide response within hours. Operation abandoned. Kraft's unease grew with each report. A pattern emerged. Every species that challenged humanity found itself facing not just the immediate human forces, but the entire planet's resources turned toward defense. Humans might lack advanced technology, but they possessed something more dangerous: the ability to unite instantly against external threats. Observer Kraft. A junior technician interrupted. We're detecting unusual energy signatures from Earth's satellite network. The main display switched to show Earth's orbital space. Hundreds of satellites circled the planet, ostensibly for communication and weather monitoring. But the energy pattern suggested something else entirely. Those aren't just satellites, Fox murmured. They're connected. Look at the grid pattern they form. As they watched, the satellite's position shifted slightly, creating a geometric pattern around Earth. Energy readings spiked across multiple spectrums, including several that human technology shouldn't be able to access. They know, Kraft whispered. They know we're watching. The realization hit the observation team like a shockwave. Earth's primitive appearance, their chaotic internal conflicts, their seemingly wasteful protection of the weak. It was all a carefully maintained facade. Pull up historical technological development curves, Kraft ordered urgently. The display showed humanity's public technological advancement, from fire to farming, wheels to engines, flight to space travel. The curve looked normal, typical of a developing species, but when Kraft added data from the secret contact incidents, a different picture emerged. Humans had demonstrated capabilities far beyond their supposed level during each encounter, then immediately returned to their primitive facade. They had been reverse engineering alien technology for centuries while pretending to slowly develop their own. Why maintain the deception? Velix asked. Fox's expression grew grave. Because they understood something we failed to grasp. A species that appears weak but survives attracts no attention. A species that appears strong but vulnerable attracts predators. Kraft processed this logic. By maintaining their defenseless status, humans had avoided triggering the conquest protocols of aggressive species. Meanwhile, their unusual social behaviors, protecting the weak, uniting during crisis, showing empathy, had created a civilization that could mobilize its entire population instantly. Observer Kraft, the technician called again. We're receiving a transmission. It's addressed to you personally, in Zephyrian dialect. The observation deck fell silent. On the main screen, a message appeared. To lead observer Kraft of Station Epsilon. We appreciate your centuries of respectful observation. We hope this demonstration helps you understand why Earth's defenseless status has served both our species well. We are not weak. We are cautious. We are not primitive. We are patient. We protect all our people because every human mind might hold the key to our next breakthrough. We unite against threats because division is the only true weakness. We suggest you recommend maintaining our current classification. The alternative would be unfortunate for all involved. The message was signed, Earth Defense Council, established 1515 CE. In unity, strength. Craft stood frozen as the implications sank in. Humans had been aware of alien observation for over 500 years. They had built their entire defensive strategy around appearing defenseless while preparing for eventual contact. What do we report to the coalition? Vilix asked nervously. Craft looked at the blue planet with new respect. We report that Earth remains primitive and defenseless. We recommend maintaining current observation protocols and avoiding direct contact. But they clearly have advanced capabilities. Vilix protested. Yes, Craft agreed. And they've chosen not to use them aggressively. That restraint might be the most advanced capability of all. As the observation team prepared their report, Earth's satellite network shifted back to its normal configuration. The energy signatures faded. To any casual observer, the planet appeared exactly as it had for centuries, small, blue, and defenseless. But Craft knew better now. Earth's greatest defense wasn't technology or weapons. It was the galaxy's own assumptions about what strength looked like, and humanity had weaponized those assumptions brilliantly. The observation log for that cycle would read simply: Earth status, unchanged. Classification, defenseless. Recommendation, maintain current protocols. Sometimes, Craft realized, the most powerful weapon was the one you never had to use: the unmasking. 3 months had passed since the revelation at Station Epsilon. Lead observer Craft maintained his post, but sleep eluded him during rest cycles. The knowledge that humanity had been aware of their observation for centuries gnawed at his consciousness like a persistent itch. Junior observer Vilix had grown increasingly restless. Her youth and curiosity made accepting the status quo difficult. She spent her off-duty hours analyzing human communication patterns, searching for hidden meanings in their broadcasts. Observer Craft, she announced one morning, entering the command center with barely contained excitement. I've discovered something significant in human entertainment transmissions. Craft sighed, his antennae drooping with fatigue. Vilix, we've been through this. Their entertainment is fictional, designed for emotional stimulation. That's what I thought too, Vilix insisted. But look at these patterns. She activated the holographic display, showing dozens of human films and television programs. Every story about alien contact follows similar themes: initial conflict, human adaptation, eventual cooperation. It's like they're preparing their population psychologically. Before Craft could respond, alarm klaxons blared throughout the station. Red warning lights bathed the observation deck in an ominous glow. Alert! Unauthorized probe launch detected, the station's AI announced. Trajectory: Earth. Craft's blood ran cold. He turned to Vilix, whose scales had turned pale with shock. Tell me you didn't. I only wanted to test a theory, Vilix stammered. The probe is microscopic, designed to be undetectable. It's just supposed to scan their internet infrastructure more closely. Craft rushed to the control console, trying to recall the probe. But it was too late. The device had already entered Earth's atmosphere, its stealth systems active. On the main screen, they watched the probe's descent toward a major human city. Its sensors began transmitting data, electromagnetic readings, communication frequencies, atmospheric composition. Everything seemed normal for a primitive world. Then suddenly, the probe's signal cut out. Technical malfunction, Vilix suggested hopefully. The answer came moments later. Every screen in the observation deck flickered, replacing their normal displays with a single image. Earth's blue marble floating in space. Text appeared across the image. Probe recovered. Please stand by for formal response. Craft felt his heart sink. Humanity had detected and captured a probe designed to be invisible to technology centuries ahead of their supposed level. Sir, the communications officer reported, we're detecting a massive energy surge from Earth's surface. Something is launching. The tracking systems showed an object rising from Earth's Pacific Ocean. It moved with impossible speed, accelerating beyond anything humanity's public technology should allow. Within minutes, it had cleared Earth's atmosphere and was heading directly for Station Epsilon. Defensive shields, Kraft ordered, though he suspected they would be useless. The object approached rapidly, resolving on their screens into a sleek, black vessel. Its design was unmistakably human, yet it incorporated technologies that seemed to bend physics itself. The ship came to a perfect stop exactly 1,000 meters from the station. "They're requesting permission to dock," the communications officer reported, confusion evident in his voice. "The message is in perfect galactic standard." Kraft straightened his uniform, trying to project calm leadership despite his inner turmoil. "Grant permission, and summon the full observation council to the diplomatic chamber." 20 minutes later, Kraft stood with the senior observers as the airlock cycled. The door opened to reveal 3 humans in form-fitting suits that seemed to shift and adapt to the station's environment. The lead human stepped forward. She appeared middle-aged by human standards, with graying hair and sharp eyes that seemed to take in everything at once. When she spoke, her voice carried quiet authority. "I am Ambassador Sarah Chen, representing the United Earth Defense Council," she said in flawless Saphirian. "Thank you for receiving us." Kraft found his voice. "Ambassador Chen, your presence here, it changes everything." Chen smiled slightly. "Observer Kraft, our presence here changes nothing. We've been capable of this meeting for quite some time. We simply chose to wait for the right moment." Senior Analyst Thox stepped forward, his aged form trembling slightly. "How long have you truly been aware of us?" "Your first probe entered our system in Earth year 1436, Chen replied calmly. "We detected it within hours. We've observed your observation ever since." The implications staggered the assembled aliens. Humanity had known about extraterrestrial life for nearly 600 years and had chosen to remain silent. Why? Velix blurted out, forgetting protocol. Why maintain the pretense? Chen gestured, and one of her companions produced a small device. A holographic display materialized, showing the galaxy with various species territories marked in different colors. "We study your histories," Chen explained. "Every species that achieved interstellar capability followed similar patterns. Rapid expansion, territorial conflicts, subjugation of less advanced worlds. We realized that appearing advanced would make us either conquerors or targets." The display shifted, showing Earth's history of internal conflicts. "We had enough trouble managing our own aggressive tendencies. Adding galactic politics would have been catastrophic. So we chose a different path." "You hid your true capabilities," Fox observed. "We compartmentalized them," Chen corrected. "Our public technology advanced at a rate that wouldn't alarm observers. Our defensive capabilities developed in secret, shared among all nations through the Defense Council. Every human knows about aliens," Observer Kraft. "It's taught in our schools as theoretical xenobiology." Kraft struggled to process this revelation. "Your entire species kept this secret." "Humans are excellent at maintaining necessary fictions," Chen said with a slight smile. "We tell children about Santa Claus, maintain secret surprise parties, and yes, pretend we're alone in the universe when we know we're being watched." The second human stepped forward, interfacing with the station's computers. The main display showed Earth's true defensive network. Orbital weapons platforms disguised as communication satellites, underwater cities housing advanced research facilities, a moon base hidden beneath the lunar surface. "We've been preparing," Chen continued, "not for war, but for this moment, when we could meet as equals, not as conquerors or conquered." "But why reveal yourselves now?" Kraft asked. The probe could have been ignored. Chen's expression grew serious. "Because the galaxy is changing. We've detected signals from beyond your coalition's borders. Something is coming, something that threatens all of us. Humanity can no longer afford to play weak." The display shifted again, showing energy readings from the galactic rim. The patterns were unlike anything in the coalition's databases, suggesting technology far beyond even the most advanced known species. "We propose an alliance," Chen said. "Humanity will share our true capabilities, our unique approach to problem solving, our ability to unite disparate groups. In return, we want full membership in the Galactic Coalition." "The other species will panic," Fox warned. "A primitive world revealing such advanced capabilities." "They'll adapt," Chen said confidently. "We'll help them understand. Fear of the unknown is universal, but so is the ability to overcome it through understanding." Kraft found himself speaking without conscious thought. "You want to transform the entire coalition's approach to galactic relations?" "Yes," Chen agreed. "Your expansion model is unsustainable. Conquest and subjugation create enemies. Cooperation and mutual growth create allies. Humanity offers a third path." She gestured to the stars beyond the viewport. "There are thousands of developing worlds out there, species you've classified as primitive. How many of them are like us? How many have chosen to hide their light under a bushel, as humans say?" The question hung in the air like a challenge. The coalition had always assumed that advanced species would naturally reveal themselves, eager to claim their place among the stars. But humanity had proven that assumption wrong. "Your species' empathy," Fox mused. "It's not weakness at all. It's our greatest strength," Chen confirmed. "We see ourselves in every species we encounter. We understand fear, ambition, the desire for security. That understanding allows us to predict behavior, to find common ground, to build bridges instead of walls." The third human, who had remained silent, finally spoke. His voice carried a different accent, musical and flowing. "I am Dr. Kenji Yamamoto, Earth's lead synapsychologist. We've studied your observation logs, learned your concerns about our seemingly illogical behaviors. May I demonstrate something?" Without waiting for permission, Yamamoto activated another display. It showed two scenarios side by side: a Zephyrian colony facing a natural disaster, and a human city in similar circumstances. "Your people's response is logical," Yamamoto noted. "Evacuate essential personnel, secure critical resources, minimize losses. Efficient and effective." The Zephyrian scenario played out exactly as described. The colony survived, but with significant casualties among the non-essential population. "Now observe the human response," Yamamoto continued. The human scenario showed the chaos and seemingly inefficient scramble to save everyone. But as time progressed, something else became apparent. The saved humans included a child who would grow up to become a brilliant scientist, an elderly teacher whose student would solve a critical engineering problem, a disabled artist whose work would inspire a breakthrough in quantum physics. "Every human saved is a potential resource," Yamamoto explained. "Not just for their direct contributions, but for their connections, their ideas, their unique perspectives. Our weakness in protecting everyone has accelerated our development beyond measure." Kraft felt his worldview shifting. The humans hadn't just hidden their technology. They had developed an entirely different model of civilization, one that valued every individual not for their immediate utility but for their potential. "What happens next?" Vilix asked quietly. Ambassador Chen smiled warmly at the young observer. "That depends on you. We can return to Earth, maintain the status quo, and continue the facade. Or we can begin a new chapter in galactic history." She produced a formal document, written in multiple languages including Zephyrian. "This is our formal application for coalition membership. We're prepared to reveal ourselves gradually, help other species understand our approach, share our technologies and methodologies." "The hidden threats at the galactic rim?" Kraft asked. "We'll face them together," Chen said simply. "Humanity has spent 6 centuries preparing for the unknown. We've studied every piece of technology that crashed on our world, every transmission that reached our receivers, every species that thought they were studying us. We're ready." Kraft looked at his fellow observers. He saw fear in some faces, excitement in others, but in all of them, he saw the dawning recognition that the galaxy would never be the same. I'll need to convene the full Coalition Council, Kraft said finally. Of course, Chen agreed. We've waited 600 years. We can wait a little longer. As the humans prepared to depart, Chen turned back one last time. Observer Kraft, there's something else you should know. The probe your junior officer sent. We could have destroyed it, hidden from it, pretended it never existed. But sometimes the right mistake at the right time opens the door to necessary change. She looked at Vilix with kind eyes. Your curiosity didn't threaten us. It liberated us. Thank you. After the humans left, the observation deck remained silent for long minutes. Finally, Fox spoke. The universe just became much larger, didn't it? Kraft nodded slowly. And much more interesting. As he began composing his report to the Coalition Council, Kraft realized that humanity's greatest deception hadn't been hiding their true nature. It had been allowing the galaxy to believe that strength came from conquest and dominance, when true power lay in unity, empathy, and the patient cultivation of potential. The classification defenseless would remain in the official records, but now it carried a different meaning. Not helpless, but deliberately restrained. Not weak, but wisely cautious. Not primitive, but perfectly patient. Humanity had played the longest game in galactic history, and they had won simply by refusing to play by everyone else's rules. The real story was just beginning, and Kraft suspected it would reshape everything the galaxy thought it knew about civilization itself. In the end, Earth's weakness hadn't just kept aliens at bay. It had transformed them into allies before a single shot was fired. Sometimes, the greatest victory was not in defeating your enemies, but in ensuring you never had to fight them at all.